Chef Sir, Sir Chef. We're back again.
Chef Sir yep.
Chef Sir Roy?
Yeah.
That could be like one of those Chef Sir Roy.
Yeah. It's like
Chef Sir Roy.
Yeah, it almost sounds like an applause, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been drinking wine for 2 days now.
Now we look sober? I mean, seriously, look at this. 2 days. That's a hell of a metabolism.
He promised me a hat, by the way.
Yeah. So he gets a hat.
I am going to get a hat.
Yeah.
So we have some food.
Now we're getting some food soon. You know, okay. It's going to be a little magic show. How many of you guys ever have a red wine that's too young? And yeah, right? And you know it's too young because your mouth sort of goes into a form like you're going to kiss someone, right?
Yeah.
And no one's there, and people say, "The heck's he doing?" Right?
I get that a lot too.
Me too. I don't know what happens here. How we can fix that problem with wine? All of a sudden, you bought a beautiful red wine. You say, "God, I want to try it," and you take a sip and go, "Whoa, it's too young. What do I do now? I opened it. What am I going to do with it?" What you do is you serve protein with it, some kind of meat dish, a grilled steak. The grilled steak, the protein will actually lubricate your mouth.
Wow.
Will lubricate your mouth in a real cool manner, and protein actually mellows out tannin. So you will still be able to enjoy that young red wine. Like I enjoy a lot of young red wine.
Now that to me sounds like a scientific way of pairing up food and wine. That kind of makes sense because I always, I don't want to use the word hate, but it always kind of bothered me when I hear these people saying you need to have white wine with fish and they just leave it at that. They don't tell me why. People
talk about colors. I don't know if it's because
colors.
Very, you know how you just said white wine with white meat, sort of.
Well, only because I heard it a million times.
Right. Someone said it a long time ago. Red wine with red meat. Right. So we want to play the color games. Okay. They gave you 2 colors. I'm going to give you more colors. Let's take a Sauvignon Blanc. How many of you guys have ever tried a Sauvignon Blanc? Right. Okay. Normally, the flavors out of a Sauvignon Blanc, because we're turning flavors into colors. So this is a little trick we're going to do. It's sort of cool. Normally, the flavors of a Sauvignon Blanc, you'll get dill. What color normally is dill? Green. You'll get sort of
like a pickle.
Right on. You'll get sort of unripe fruit.
Yeah.
That's more on the green end.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Sauvignon Blanc, what might you want to match with it? Something green.
Green.
There you go. How about an artichoke? People always say, you can't make artichokes. Why not with a Sauvignon Blanc? It's green, it's green, let's make the color thing happen. Booyah.
Oh,
right?
I like that.
You got red meat? Okay, let's match it with a red wine. Booyah, done. Pink with pink. What do you mean pink with pink? How about a Pinot Noir? Doesn't that go with the salmon? Salmon, every time I've looked at it, normally is pink, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's play the color game, right? So there's many different ways to match. I just match out of the box, and I try to match it so it's simple.
The thing I like about it is you have some kind of system. You don't just say something you've heard for the last 40 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm like you, Anthony. I always say why.
No, you're nothing like me.
Oh, I
Don't
wish.
say you're like
Maybe
me.
I wish. This is a little Alfredo sauce that we made, and I know you guys think, oh, Anthony gets to eat some just because he's sitting up here and I'm sitting down there. Baloney. In a few seconds, we're going to have this whole place filled with this stuff, and we're going to be serving you Chardonnay and Alfredo. So you're going to be eating the same thing as Anthony. Anthony just gets the first bite, you know, just to make sure it's not poison. Anyway, that's all right.
Wow.
And being a sommelier myself, too, I have to pour you a little wine because...
Okay, so what you're saying is, correct me if I'm wrong.
Right on, Anthony.
You want me to get the taste of this in my mouth.
Absolutely.
Once I have this in my mouth and my mouth is registering what it's tasting, that's when the wine comes in.
There you go.
Balances everything out.
Right on.
Right?
Right on. Because see, this is the magic to it. That's A, and we're always thinking about A, the food. That's B, but really it doesn't matter A, B. What happens is when these 2 combinations come in your mouth, it creates a C.
Like an A-B conversation, see your way out of it?
You got it.
Wow, but let me tell you something. You're absolutely right.
Is it working?
Because this was like, to be honest with you, I have a problem with cheeses.
Okay.
Because I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay.
However, I had the cheese in my mouth, and my mouth was like, you're in trouble. You shouldn't be eating this. But as soon as I put the wine in, it balanced everything out.
And you're A-okay.
Right? Is that what I'm? Wow.
That's what you should be getting. What we made here is a pasta puttanesca, right?
Puttanesca.
So it has very loud flavors: anchovies, capers, Parmesan cheese, garlic, whole garlic, tomato, very loud. So we had to find a wine out there that's also very loud. Pasta puttanesca.
Okay, so now I have to open my eyes
and voila, and a napkin.
A napkin.
And I'm going to be pouring for you a beautiful Petit Syrah, which is pretty loud in volume. Pretty loud in volume, and Anthony's going to see if this magic trick works.
I'm going to see if the magic trick works.
There you go.
And by the way, just the people that don't understand what you mean by loud and volume, how could a wine be loud in volume?
A lot of robust flavor. Really robust.
Everyone get that? And that, I guess
sense.
that's the same thing with food.
With the food,
Okay,
right?
So that's what you mean by loud.
Yeah, robust, in your face, right?
Yeah. Is there garlic in here?
There's garlic in there. There's a lot of garlic.
I like that.
That's loud, right? Anyone
loud.
know garlic? It yells. Garlic yells.
All right, so while I have this taste in my mouth.
While he has a taste in his mouth, that's the A. Now he's going to try the B. And together in the mouth is going to form the C. As in, si, senor, this tastes very good.
Si, senor, this tastes very good.
See, isn't that amazing?
Aha, I learned
Right
my
on.
line.
Yay, wine guy.
Very, very good.
Once again. There we go.
All right, let's eat.
Let's eat. Pasta over there, everyone.